I'd spent nearly half a day trying to get my head on straight, and while Dash might have laughed at that particular turn of phrase, circumstances being what they were, the fact remained that I couldn't make heads or tails of it. I hadn't expected there'd be a fuss, honestly. We're family, ain't we? Apples to the core. And it's not as if Rarity is some no-good gold digger or some such. Granny knew her. Why, she'd been over to the homestead dozens of times. Granny knew she was a good sort, didn't she? Then why would she? I sighed. Walking in circles like this, I was bound to wear a groove into the floor. Or in my own head, at least. The kitchen was empty. Rarity had gone home, of course. And Big Mac had gotten it into his head to take Apple out for ice cream with her friends. He didn't say it in so many words, but I think he knew that Granny and I needed a chance to talk. And if it came to yelling, well, there's no need for a filly to hear all that. Maybe it was just a shock, I thought to myself again. That's all. Granny's just getting older, and she's not fit for surprises no more. I stopped walking, but she wasn't so shocked when Mac told us he was dating Sugar Belle, so I sighed. So maybe it was what I'd been suspecting from the first. Maybe Granny wasn't keen on, well, certain things not found in the scriptures. It hurt my heart to think that. More than that, it hurt me to think of Rarity. I could see it in my mind's eye. I told every pony that Rarity was coming for brunch. Granny hadn't had no problem with it. We served up apple cobbler and pie and some nice juicy corn butter. The whole works. Rarity kept smiling at me all along because she knew I was going to announce it. But I was waiting for the right time was all. I thought they'd all be pleased as punch to learn that I'd finally found some pony. Oh, I knew I'd get a ribbon. Oh, Rarity, did they run out of fancy ponies? Well, that's a crying shame. But it'd all be in good fun, wouldn't it? The truth is, they'd be happy for me. Because I was happy. But when the moment came, when I'd taken Rarity's hoof in mine and told them all we were dating, Granny Smith got really quiet like. Mac had a smile and said that's what he'd been expecting, while Apple Bloom started talking up a storm about how Sweetie Belle was gonna be her cousin soon enough. Hold on, Sugar Cube. We haven't exactly picked up a ring yet. But as time went on, I couldn't help but notice Granny Smith just sitting there, real quiet like. She tried to smile once or twice, but it didn't look none too convincing. After a bit, everybody else got quiet too. In a moment, we were all looking at her, waiting for her to say something. Rarity spoke up.
It's, good news, don't you think? I mean, honestly, I don't know what she sees in me sometimes, but we're really quite happy. I need to go,
Granny said, and then she slowly walked up the stairs to her room. So, here I was, half a day later, thinking to myself that I just couldn't stall any longer. I walked up the stairs and I knocked on the door. Granny Smith? I called. I expect this'll be might difficult for you, but we need to talk. Her voice was clipped and hoarse, as if she'd been crying.
Come in.
I found her sitting on her bed, holding a picture frame in her hoofs. Granny? I started out. I wasn't sure how I felt about it, even now. Granny, you made my mare friend right upset today at brunch. She didn't do nothing to deserve that from you. She's the loveliest mare I ever laid eyes on, and you treated her like a field full of weeds. She flinched at that remark, and I took a moment to breathe. Granny, I don't want to be mad at you, but you have to understand what this means to me, don't you? When Big Mac brought Sugar Belle home, you were crowing like a rooster all over town about it. But when I bring home a mare, she slammed the picture onto the bedside table face down and turned her head to the side. Her breaths were coming in quick, and it looked like she was fixing to cry. I lowered my voice again. Granny, do you think that Rarity is a bad sort? She shook her head, still not looking at me. Granny, is it the fact that she's a mare? Is it that? She paused. She nodded. I felt my blood slowly starting to boil. Of all the things on this green earth, I'd never thought my own kin would be so... No shouting. Not yet, at least. Maybe you just don't understand. I feel the same way about Rarity that you felt about Grandpa Crisp.
I don't think so,
she whispered. I staggered. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Granny Smith. And if you think... She turned.
That's not what I meant.
That I'm gonna just stand for...
Applejack, please. I didn't mean...
This kind of...
I'm like you!
The room turned deadly quiet. My eyes went wide. Granny was looking away again, crying. She tapped the face-down picture with a hoof.
Look at it.
She sobbed. I took the picture of my hooves and slowly turned it over. It was a mare I'd never seen before.
See?
She mumbled.
I know you don't feel the way about Rarity that I felt about your grandpa. 'Cause if you did...
She looked at me.
If you did, you wouldn't be dating her.
Granny, you don't mean to tell me that... Are you a...
Your grandpa was a good stallion, you hear? He did everything he could for me. There were just certain things he couldn't do. I didn't tell him for near 30 years. And by then, she was long gone. Went off to Manhattan. One day my letters just start coming back unopened. And what could I do? Start over? At night?
She looked me right in the eyes.
I wasn't brave like you.
I didn't say a word. I just held her close while she cried.
I'm sorry.
She whispered.
I am. I'll apologize to your mare friend. It's just that when I heard you was dating a mare,
It's okay, Granny.
I just kept thinking about Golden Dawn and all she'd meant to me.
I'm here. I'm here now.
We kissed in the orchard. She begged me not to marry him.
It's all right, Granny. It's okay. You don't have to hide it. You don't have to hide it no more. After a long while of crying, she whispered to me again, her small frame still shaking with sobs.
You have a beautiful mare friend, Applejack. I'm happy for you. I truly am. Just promise me you'll give her all the love she deserves. Don't hold back, you hear? Don't hold back.
I promise, Granny. I promise.
Support me on Patreon. Subscribe and make sure to ring that notification bell to know when I post new content. And please, feel free to join the Lotus Garden. Links in the description. Thanks for listening, and look forward to more. Good night, every pony.